Shakur or Gervonta?
I mean, I'm a big fan of all of them. I think Gervonta Davis is a beast. I think he's very exciting. I think Shakur has tremendous fundamentals. I think if you're looking at wins, then it's definitely between Devin Haney and Tank. If you're talking about ability, I mean, they're all unbelievably talented, and you have to throw Shakur in that mix. But Shakur hasn't beaten anyone yet of massive note. I know the win against Valdez was, a big win at super feather, but at lightweight he hasn't beaten anybody yet, and that's not his fault. But I do believe he'll go on to be a great. But right now, if you look at the resumes, I think, coming off the performances and the wins, Lomachenko, Kambosos away, you have to say Devin, but Tank has a great resume as well.
Wouldn't you say Devin's resume is better by adding somebody like Regis due to he got an 82.76 knockout ratio, and he's already been at 140 and challenged the Josh Taylors and the better guys. So when you put Devin in there in that class, him being undisputed, wouldn't that make his resume better than the other guys?
Devin's resume?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, again, if you look at the wins, I mean, I think Tank's had some great wins as well, but he's fluctuated between the weights. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz is a 126 pounder.
Yes, sir.
Going up to 135. He also beat Barros. I know Barros is not a pound for pound guy, but he's really a 140 or even a 147 fighter now, so he has some good wins, and Devin as well. But I think, I don't think it's really a comparison. It's just, I think if Devin beats Prograis, I think then you're talking about another level of moving up weight classes, beating the top guy at 140 or arguably the top guy at 140, and a guy that has power as well. I think if you look at Kambosos and you look at Lomachenko, neither guys have destructive power like Regis Prograis does, and I think that's what makes this fight really intriguing.
When are we going to see Andy Cruz again, and when do you think he's
We just announced it. Andy Cruz is on this card, so he's going to fight Tanahara, which is a great little fight for him. I mean, Tanahara's all action, and it's his second fight. So he's gone Burgos, Tanahara. I know that Keyshawn Davis were trying to make the Tanahara fight for the weekend just gone, but we locked this in a few weeks ago. And I think it's a great fight for him. I think you're going to see the best of Andy Cruz against, rugged Mexican fighters that are coming to win. And I think once he beats Tanahara, he needs one or two more fights and he'll be ready to fight for the world title.
Eddie, what do you think of this card?
Just to bring him back the Bay Area.
Can't move from it.
That's right, guys. Can we just take a step back, please? Let's fix the stage.
Yeah, so let's just...
Is he done at 135?
Eddie, what did you see in Devin when you first gave him the opportunity? What did you see in?
Just saw a bit of a superstar, really. I like the smile. I liked. He's a very polite, respectful man. Bill's raised him very well. I mean, Bill has his ups and downs. Do you know what I mean? But you can't question the job that Bill has done with Devin. I mean, it's been unbelievable. And what I like about Bill as well, it's not a total control thing. Like, he's willing to bring people in. He's willing to take advice. But what I saw in Devin was a guy that was just completely committed to his craft. And as a promoter, I like working with people like that because you're going to get the most out of what you got. So we'll do the best we can do, you do the best that you can do, and God will decide the rest. And that's with Devin, it's like, once you've got a talent that's going to work hard, I just felt like at the time, he was a big acquisition for us because he was the kind of fighter that we needed. And it was really difficult when he had to make the decision to sign that deal with Top Rank because they froze us out completely.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, well, look, it was,
what happened with that?
You know what? It's a great learning curve. So Lou DiBella had really the keys to make that fight because he had Kambosos, he had the site deal, and he didn't want to do it with us. That's the reality. And Devin was desperate to do it with us. When I started working with Devin, we had a pact together that he would be my first undisputed champion in America.
So your relationship is good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But it was very, very difficult because I will always remember he tried and tried and tried and tried to do the deal with us and DAZN. And in the end, he found it difficult to tell me that, and I knew what he had to do. And I said to him, I know you have to do it. And he said, look, I promise I'll be back. I promise. But I said, you can't turn this down. He would have had to turn down the opportunity to be undisputed to stay with me, who couldn't deliver him the undisputed fight. So when he went, it was a bit of a kick in the cojones, but he promised me he'd be back. And even during those fights, he said, look, 2 fights left, whatever. And true to his word, he's back. And I believe this relationship, win or lose, will continue. Whether that's next against Ryan Garcia, whether that's back down at 135, in answer to your question, I don't think he'll go back to 135. I mean, you have to keep your options open because of his position as a belt holder, and he's definitely not ruling it out. But in my opinion, especially if he wins this fight, he will stay at 140 and try and become a 2-time undisputed champion.